you. This could be in a conversation, this could be in a classroom. And I'm going to give you this example, and again, this will either sound very familiar to you or you'd think, no, not so much. I had a student last semester who came up to me after class one day and said something I haven't heard too often from students. He said, "Can I talk to you for a second?" And I said, "Yeah, sure, what's up?" And we went off into my office, which is right here. And he said, "Could you do something about the noise in the classroom?" Now, the reason that was so strange is that class he was in was one of the quietest classes I have ever had in my life. You could hear a pin drop, and that's on the carpet. So that's really quiet. Everybody just sat there, and I thought, what noise? I'm trying to get people to talk more. And here's what he said. He said, "Well, I'm trying to listen to you. I'm trying to concentrate, but the person over here is chewing gum. The person over here is clicking their pen. This person's chair is squeaking. And they're giving me a catalog of every sound going on in the room." I never heard any of those. Some other people sitting near them might not have heard them, but some people are so hypersensitive, they're so easily distracted by anything that it just takes the smallest thing to completely have them lose focus. Other people are really good at tuning everything out and focusing and barely notice anything around them. Well, if you're the type of person who is really easily distracted, going to talk about some things over here about how to overcome that a little. But that's the second one. And again, out of these two, probably one of them sounds a little more common to you than the other. But the third one is major problem for at least some people. And this has two meanings too, including one that I don't mean, so I want to make sure I've got this, and that's critical listening. Okay. There is a type of critical listening that's actually good. That's when you listen to something like a sales pitch and you don't automatically believe it, but you analyze it critically. That's a good thing, but that's not this. What I mean by this, and this might help you to remember it, is this, and that is to write another word that comes from the same one, which is the word criticize. So what that means is you are thinking something about the person talking to you, whether it's in a conversation or a class, and it's not something really that just distracts you, it's something that bothers you a lot. And as a result, you end up spending all your time focusing on that instead of listening to what the person is saying. Two examples of this for you so you understand it. First one is this. I had a student a few semesters ago who came to me with a really odd story. I hear strange stories, but this is one of the all-time best. He came to me and he said, "You know, I've got a major problem in one of my classes and I don't know what to do about it. Can you help me?" I said, "Well, I'll try." And he said, "Well, it's my political science class." And he said, "Every time I go to that and then leave, I have no memory of anything that went on in there." And I said, "Well, you have to remember some things." He said, "I remember nothing. It's like a giant eraser on my brain." I said, "Well, that's really odd. When was the last time you were in the class?" He said, "I just got out about 20 minutes ago." I said, "Okay, let's try an experiment." And I had him sit down. And I said, "Close your eyes." So he closed his eyes. And then I said, "Picture yourself in the classroom and tell me all that you can remember." And seriously, this guy sat there for probably 20, 30 seconds. It seemed like 20 or 30 minutes, and he was like this. And I was looking at him thinking, oh my gosh. And then he opened his eyes and he said, "See?" And I thought, man, this is like amnesia. I mean, this is unbelievable. And I started to teach him what I'm about to teach you, and then all of a sudden, his eyes lit up and he said,